If you're traveling through Mumbai and Bangalore, what sights can you see? There's actually quite a wide variety of things, from historical palaces to parks, churches, temples, and train stations. We went to many of these sites during our visit, so we'll recap what we saw and what we thought was worth seeing from our perspective. As you travel through very large Indian cities, one of the things that you're going to be limited by is the sheer size of the city, the congestion of traffic, and the amount of time it's going to take to move from one area of the city to another. So if you're in the seaside area of Colaba and need to get somewhere in the middle of the city, it may take a long time to get there. So remember to plan that in advance. Try to stay close enough to areas that you ultimately want to explore the most to minimize your commute time. Perhaps one of the most famous icons of Mumbai and India in general is the Gateway of India, located right off the Arabian Sea, across the street from the Taj Palace in Mumbai, which conveniently enough is where we were staying during our time there. It was erected to commemorate the landing of George V for his coronation as the Emperor of India in December 1911, at Strand Road near Wellington Fountain. So needless to say, this was one of the sites we wanted to see, and we were able to walk across the street to see it. On your way to the site, you'll be directed through a security gate where they did what I would call a very basic security check, where they look through people's bags for anything suspicious. Nothing close to what they do at Indian airports, so you should mostly sail through here without any problems. When at the site, you can walk up close to the gate and read a brief narrative in front of the monument and take as many pictures as you want. That's pretty much it. You can't walk through the gate itself or go inside of it, as it's roped off. So all in all, probably an hour or so maximum is all you'll need really to spend here. Do keep in mind that this is a heavily trafficked tourist area, and you are more likely to be hounded by locals hawking cheap souvenirs and others wanting pictures with you, if you're a foreigner, so keep that in mind. And while you're at the Gateway of India, you may want to take a stroll along what is called the Queen's Necklace area, which you can do through the sidewalk circling the Bay Area. We actually took this electric e-carriage arranged by the Taj Hotel, which we thought was a nice way to see a few highlights of the city. And don't forget to catch a glimpse of the harbor from the opposite side of the street, especially as the sun rises or sets for the day. Photos don't really do it justice. There are also many churches and temples throughout Mumbai, and we only had time to visit a few of them. This will likely depend on where you are, and how close you are to a particular church or temple. For Indian temples, keep in mind that you will more than likely be asked to take off your shoes before you enter them, which, to be honest, was one reason we didn't go into too many of the temples, as many were right off the street, so walking in without shoes didn't really feel too nice. We did take a peek at the outside of this Jain temple and were able to get a pretty good impression of it as we walked around without actually having to go inside. And there are more than just Hindu temples in India. You'll find many churches as well, such as the well-known Afghan church here in Mumbai, which was built between 1847 and 1858 to commemorate those that died during the First Afghan War and the 1842 retreat from Kabul. Beyond the churches and temples, there are also numerous historical sites to see, including the Mani Bhavan, which was the focal point of Gandhi's political activities from 1917 to 1934. This is a museum of his life which includes a library, artifacts, and personal sleeping quarters of Gandhi himself. Let's not forget the historical train station depot in Mumbai, the Central Railway Station, a UNESCO World Heritage Site with very impressive architecture that serves as the hub for the very busy commuter traffic throughout the city. Those nature lovers, the Hanging Gardens of Mumbai are also worth a visit. These are terraced garden areas located at the top of Malabar Hill, opposite from the Kamala Nehru Park. They provide sunset views over the sea and views of various hedges that are carved into the shapes of animals. Unfortunately, our time in Bangalore was a bit limited due to both of us getting sick at one point, but we did manage to cover a few sites. Tipu Sultan Palace is one of the more well-known historical sites in Bangalore, and once served as the summer residence of the Mysorean ruler Tipu Sultan. It started construction within the walls of Bangalore Fort in 1781 and was completed 10 years later. This one has fallen into a bit of disrepair and it's not the most well-maintained structure you'll find in India, but still worth seeing for the historical significance. Bengaluru Palace is a 19th century royal palace located in Bengaluru, built in an area that was owned by the Reverend John Garrett, first principal of the Central High School in Bangalore. This place was much better maintained than the aforementioned Tipu Sultan Palace, other than a lack of lighting in certain rooms, making it hard to see things at times. But certainly a worthy site to spend a few hours at, and it's relatively easy to access from Bangalore City. We took a paid cab and were there and back within a few hours. That covers our sites for Mumbai City and Bangalore for now. Tune in as we move to Udaipur next and visit what some refer to as the Venice of the East. Thanks for watching.